differently abled, differently.
Panther is giving back to the community through distribution of mobility devices to persons with disabilities through the Hope Mobility Kenya umbrella. Take a look at that story.
We are here and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful, we are bold.
Lack of mobility devices for persons with disabilities has been the driving force behind Michael Panther's initiative.
When I was in Sudan, it was Sudan at that time, now it's South Sudan. I got sick, and because of war, they didn't have medical facilities there. I had what they call TB of spine, and that made my leg weak. And so we came to Kenya to look for treatment. And it took me a while to find the right treatment that I was looking for. And by then it was too late, and they could not make me to walk again. So that's when I started using wheelchair. And so the doctor that took care of me was from the US. He just saw that God touched his heart to took me in as one of his children.
We met Michael, myself and my wife met Michael in 2013. We were at actually a disability camp, and Michael was there as a helper and somebody that wanted to participate and give to the community. And my wife and I were there. We met him then. Found out his story, where he was from, being from South Sudan. He was in the United States for the first time, going to college. And as we continued our relationship, we got to know him over the years. He let me know pretty early on that he was interested in starting a ministry, looking to be able to give back. He's been given so much, specifically in his adopted home country of Kenya.
Out of his personal experience, he started Hope Mobility Kenya.
Hope Mobility Kenya started out of my personal story. I myself, I'm a person with disability, and I grew up here in Kenya, originally from South Sudan. One of the big things that I saw when I was here is the lack of mobility. I remember when I started using my wheelchair, I could not get one. When I become disabled, I could not get a wheelchair. But then I got one, but it was even too big for me to push around. And I was lucky to have that one, and there were others that were crawling, especially in the school that I went to. There were kids that were crawling to classes, and those images really stuck with me. And so when I was in the US and saw people with disability being treated well, being included, I say that I want to go back and do something. And so that's when I started Hope Mobility International, was a goal of sharing hope through the gift of mobility.
Although it is a challenge because he is overseas most of the time, the launch of a physical office in Kenya is going to be of great help.
It's been challenging because obviously I don't live here in Kenya, but we've been able to find a number of great individuals here that have a lot of experience with within the medical field here in Kenya, connections with Michael, and as we were looking for people that we could get together to help us through the maneuvering of setting up a company here. We found some great people to make that happen. It's been a learning experience for us as well, as we're finding out all the things that need to be done to put this together. And so since that actually took us about 8 months or so to get put together, and then we actually were listed or got our corporate structure about a year ago in August. and then that allowed us to really take off and get the things done.
We started in the U.S. Started as formerly known as Living with Hope, and then it started in 2018. So I started coming here with a team of therapists and mechanics. We come and fit wheelchairs and crutches, canes, and walkers to those who are in need. So we were partnering with the other organizations here, hospital, schools for kids with disabilities, churches. We go there and do the distribution there. In the last year, we decided we want to have a center here so that we can better serve people with disability, not just coming and going. We want to be present here so that we can be able to follow up with those who are given wheelchairs. Our mechanic could go out and fix their wheelchair if they're broken, and then our team could be able to go out more, do assessment so that we bring the right wheelchair to those who are in need. Because sometimes a lot of people will just bring wheelchairs, but they give it just without doing a special feeding. You gotta feed them right to those who are in need, making sure that those wheelchairs, improve their life, not bring harm to them. Sometimes some wheelchair, if it is not fitted right to you, it will cause harm to you.
But right now we have a stable office where people can reach us and you can contact us, and the advantage about us is that we are mobile. We come where there is need. Is it a hospital? Is it a children's home? Is it someone's home and family? We will just drive in and there, come and assess and give you the wheelchair where you are.
Hapa tunapewa wheelchairs for free. Before tufike hapa, tulikuwa tumepitia mahali kwingine, tulikuwa tunaitishwa 15,000 ndio tupatiwe wheelchair, but ile siku Mungu alitudirect tukakuja hapa. Tukakuwa sasa tutakuwa tunapewa hizi vifaa kwa bure, na tunafurahia sana. Tunashukuru Mungu kwa mtu kama Panther na wale washikadau wengine wote. Tunaomba Mungu awabariki. Tungeomba serikali yetu itukumbuke sana wazazi walio na watoto wa ulemavu, kwa sababu maisha yetu inakuanga ngumu. Uko na huyu mtoto na kupata wheelchair yenye anahitaji haupati, unless sasa upate adona ama mtu wa goodwill. Maisha yetu inakuanga ngumu, lakini serikali ikakuwa inahakikisha kila mtoto mwenye ulemavu anapata wheelchair mzuri, anapata devices zenye anahitaji.
Panther is grateful for the team of experts that he works with in ensuring that the right wheelchairs are distributed.
So our team that go out to do the assessment are therapists. So we have really experienced therapists that are well trained on wheelchair seatings. So they'll go out in the community and do the assessment. Then of course they will let us know what wheelchair that they need. And in the US, I work with a lot of wheelchair providers to find out what kind of wheelchairs are there and what wheelchair will be good here too. Because with the terrain, accessibility is a problem. So I want to make sure that the wheelchair we bring here lasts longer. Because some wheelchair in the US here, if you bring them here, they will last for like 4 months and that's it. So especially if you're a very active person, they beat those wheelchairs up so quickly.
They assess a person's disability, they give the required wheelchair and the required assist device so that the assist devices don't end up causing more disability than actually solving the issue of disability. If you give me crutches that are shorter, I'll walk bending down. And when I walk bending down, my back will also develop some kind of deformity, and that causing disability. So I like the way they do the assessment first, and then everybody is given a customized disability device.
He says that the National Council for Persons with Disabilities will be a great partner in ensuring that they reach out to deserving persons with disabilities.
We are trying to work with the National Council for Persons with Disability because they know more also. And we're also trying to go wherever they do the registration We do our own registration as well. Where we go and National Council is not there, we need to bring the representative as well to make sure that, because there's a lot of people in the villages that don't even know about National Council too. So we want to work hand in hand to make sure that we identify the needy people.
Access to a mobility device opens more doors to persons with disabilities.
A wheelchair is a device and it's a tool that really opens up doors for people. Some of the other training that we're also doing is helping the parents understand what they can do with just some physical therapy, make the individual's life a little better. So a lot of that is going on as well. We're also going to be looking at doing some training to help individuals figure out what they do best.
Home Mobility Kenya is to empower people with disability to live a productive, independent, and dignified life. So we are working by providing first with mobility. That mobility will help them to be able to be mobile. Some of them could start going to school. Some of them go to work,
Rick, who is the chair of the board of directors at Hope Mobility, insists on the need for disability awareness.
Ultimately is to bring the hope of Jesus Christ to individuals that specifically with disabilities that are oftentimes marginalized, maybe not welcome into the community. Some communities may not even know that they are in their community because the families might be embarrassed or looked down upon for having somebody who has a disability. So our ultimate goal is to share the fact that everybody is created in the image of God, and that no matter what your ability, there is a place for everybody in the kingdom. And with that comes an opportunity to include individuals with disabilities into the schooling system, into churches. If we can get a wheelchair to somebody that hasn't had one, that opens up doors that they may not have had before.
Kwanza tunajua walemavu wote ni wangapi katika kila kaunti na pia katika taifa letu, kwa sababu hapo walemavu wamekuwa wakifichwa katika maboma. Hakuna mtu ambaye alikuwa angependa mlemavu atolewe nje. Kuna ile stigma, mzazi hataki kujulikana ako na mlemavu, lakini kwa vile serikali imejitolea kusaidia walemavu, wazazi wameanza kutoa walemavu wao pale nje, wapatiwe magari, wapatiwe skills ama elimu, ili waweze kufanya kazi kama mwananchi mwingine bila mlemavu yeyote kuwa anatembea na mikono na miguu. Kila mtu apatiwe heshima ya kutembea kama mwananchi wa Kenya ambaye ameumbwa na sura na usawa wa Mungu. Pia sheria za ulemavu lazima pia ziangaliwe, hasa zile sheria ambazo zinahusu kupatia walemavu support katika maisha yao. Iwe ni mambo ya elimu, iwe ni mambo ya hospitali, iwe ni mambo ya basari, ama mambo ya kuwapatia 30% empowerment ambayo wanatakiwa kupatiwa, ili kila county na national government tushikane pamoja kuwa na sheria moja ambayo inatuwezesha kusaidia walemavu wetu iwezavyo. Sio tu kuwapatia mashine za kutembea, lakini akitembea anatembea kwenda wapi.
In Kenya, we have 400,000 wheelchair users. In an economic eye, that is 12 billion Kenya shillings worth of business. That means 400,000 wheelchair users are sitting on a metallic equipment worth 12 billion. That is a business enterprise for somebody else. There are 3 million people in East Africa community who are sitting on wheelchairs. That is a business worth more than 90 billion. We really need to invest in it.
We have gone to a lot of counties so far. We trying to work closely with county governments because we want them to help us to put the list together. It's easy if they go in the community there, identify those who are in need and call us so that we can just go there and do assessment all at once. So we are going We have gone to a lot of counties, but there's still a lot that are remaining. And of course, the one that we have gone to, we haven't even served all of them. So there's a huge need for mobility devices in this country. And it's something that we really wanted to push to make sure that we play a big part in that. And not just us, we want even the government to come in and help the way